Hello, and welcome to another episode of Physical Format Rock and Roll. This is where we talk about all things rock and roll and classic metal. Thanks for tuning in. Tonight, we're going to be doing another new album review, and what I've chosen to pick for this episode is Born Innocent by Alcatrazz. The first new music from Alcatrazz in many, many years. They've had a lot of lineup changes. So first off, let me read what this current lineup is. Get my glasses because I'm blind. We've got Mark Quinenchi on drums, Gary Shee, of course, on bass, Jimmy Waldo, keyboards, Joe Stump, guitars, and of course, on vocals, Graham Bonnet. I will be honest with everybody right up front and tell you that I was not really a big fan of Alcatrazz back in the day, only because I wasn't really aware of them. You know how it is. There's so much music out there. You can only listen to so much of it. So I kind of went at this as you know, something new. I do have another Alcatrazz album, but I just recently got it. So like I said, not a big fan of the band. So I don't have anything. I'm not like saying, well, this sucks compared to how they used to be, blah, 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 all that. I have become a fan over the last few years of Graham Bonnet is what it is. So that's what led me to buying this new album by Alcatrazz. I saw Graham Bonnet and Joe Lynn Turner a couple years ago do a dual show. The only thing I knew that I ever used to know, of course, was the Down to Earth album by Rainbow. Graham Bonnet. So I like that. That's a great album. I love that one. So that's what I had to go by. And then since then, I've, got into some of his other stuff, and I, like his solo work and everything. And he's got a really unique voice, and the way he keeps it, even at his age now, he still sounds great live. Sounds great on this record. This is actually a really good record. CD, record, whatever. I would have got this one on LP, but unfortunately they didn't have it at that time, so I got it on CD. But it's one of those, what I would call a little bit of a slow burn album for me. It took me a few times listening to it before I really got into it. I think first time through, I was kind of like, well, this kind of pretty much just sounds like a Graham Bonnet solo album. But it has more to it. It has some more textures to it, and I really like it. I'll tell you one thing that I really like about this album that I think helps fill it out is the keyboards in it. Normally, I'm not as much of a keyboard guy, I guess, but having it's a really heavy, rock album, and the way they mix the keyboards in, it gives it a cool feel. Like some bands, like, whatever, Deep Purple and so forth, can really do that. The keyboards in this album, I think, give it a fuller sound. It's really cool. Super heavy, but it's got enough changes in it that it doesn't get monotonous. It's got some cool songs. It has some guest writers on here too. Bob Kulick, the late Bob Kulick, he writes or co-writes some of the music on a couple of songs. Steve Vai does a song, Dirty Like the City, which I really like. That's one of the songs on here I really like. Born Innocent starts it out. That's just a good up-tempo, fast, heavy metal song. Polar Bears, it's kind of a different song. I will say, there are a few songs on here where lyric-wise, it's very different. There's some different songs here lyric-wise, and sometimes I don't know that they always match the music, if that makes sense to you. But it's still, overall, as an album, it works. And I really like the sound of it. I like the playing on this album. Paper Flags is a good one. As far as there's a couple songs on here, The Body Beautiful and Worth Lane, where those are a couple of ones where I'm not sure about the lyrics matching up with the music in a way, but the song itself I like. I really like the guitar work in it and everything, and the vocals. But the rest of it is pretty cool. I Am the King, that's a good one. I like that song. That's one of the ones I think Bob Kulick wrote the music for. Graham, the ageless wonder, right? Graham Bonnet. Still sounds great. He's a really nice guy too when I met him. So I got to meet him for the show. I should have brought I've got a picture with him. I should have showed that for tonight, maybe another time. But anyway, if you're not familiar with the band, then I would say give this a try. You know, be like me. I try to go back some of the old bands that I missed, who still are making some albums. I'm trying to get into some of them too, you know, keep all that that style going. I would recommend this if you're an old fan of Alcatrazz. Give this a try. How great is it? You know, them under the Alcatrazz banner again, making some new music after all these years. So overall, you know, it's got a couple clunkers in here, but for the most part, it's got some good songs. At the very end, there's a song called For Tony. Totally different kind of song. It's a slower song, and I don't know how to describe it. It's just him and an accordion. I think it sounds like an accordion playing, but it works. I don't know how to describe this album, except some of it's odd, but it works. Here's a good picture of Graham. I don't know if you can see it too well there. You know, he's finally quit coloring his hair, right? He let it go all silver, and I think it looks better. I think it looks cooler now. But I would recommend this album if you're. It's a pretty heavy album. So if you're not into that style of music, then you're not going to like it. But if you are, I recommend it. Born Innocent by Alcatrazz. Give it a try. If you have any comments to leave, I'd appreciate that. Anybody wants to subscribe, that's great. My name is Gary, and this is Physical Format Rock and Roll. We'll see you real soon.